Good afternoon, everyone, from the beautiful virtual Talladega Super Speedway. We're coming to you tonight with some more full throttle racing as we're coming to you from Talladega, Alabama. So this is going to be an interesting race. We're going to the plate tracks. It's going to be fun. I don't have my partner in crime, Josh, here tonight. He is on a work-related I guess you can say a work-related task, so he will not be here tonight. He's 4.5 hours away, so hope he's doing okay. Haven't talked to him in a few hours, so hopefully he's doing okay. But we're gonna go ahead and go on board here with your starting grid as Bill Hells. He hasn't gridded up yet, but is currently your pole sitter here tonight. He's gonna get going through your field. Is Joshua Gaiman gonna be in that second place position? You see Bill Hells just pop in there. Ryan Sword in that third position. Lucas Nilge's in that fourth position. Robbie Bice qualifying in fifth. Dakota Kuhn in that sixth position. Nick Cannon in seventh. Chris Lynn in that eighth position. Jaden Bingaman in ninth. Jimmy Barr in that 10th position. Your third place finisher last week, Caitlin Height, not gridded in just yet. She is your third place finisher from last week. Ken Baum, your second place position winner from Bristol last week in that 12th position with Josh Susi in a good looking Mountain Dew scheme there in 13th. Andrew May in 14th with Ryan Smith in 15th. Kyler McCarthy in 16th. Tyler Rush in 17th. Stephen Oberstadt in 18th. Shane Weldon Sr. in 19th. Kevin Gibney Jr., as I see a lot of Mountain Dew schemes here. Kevin Gibney Jr. in 20th. Michael Self in 21st. Joshua Markle in 22nd. And the field starts flipping. As I noticed, I was not ticking through the names here. Oh, they're all the way at the end, actually. Just trying to get through the rest of the order. I see everybody jumping around here. You got Shane Weldon in 19th with Kevin Gibney in 20th. Michael Self in 21st. Josh Markle in 22nd. You got Chad Engel in that 23rd position with David Smill Jr. in that 24th position. You got Michael Zuver in that 25th position with Stan Mayberry in that 26th position. Carson Pittman in Carson Pittman in that 27th position. It looks like maybe a couple of drivers did take an EOL. I don't have the liberty of having voice chat here tonight with my partner in crime not being in the booth. So I'm not going to be able to hear if there are any penalties or if there are any wave throughs or anything like that. That's going to be the only downside to not having him here. But we're going to try to make it as much as we can. I noticed that camera did not fix itself. So we'll try to work through that camera here tonight. But coming here around to the front straightaway, this is going to be an interesting race here tonight. These plate tracks can be very, very tricky to, everybody thinks just, oh, hold your foot to the floor and go. But there's a lot more, I guess you can say, finesse to driving a plate track. You have to make sure you're in the right place at the right time, pushing the right person, not really, like I said, being in the wrong spot. So that's going to be something to watch here tonight is see where these drivers are going to put themselves in and see how long we stay 2 wide, how long it takes us to go 3, even 4 wide. But the green flag is out at the Sweet Home Alabama 100. We see Bill Hells getting off to a really good start. Ryan Sword pushing that 94, pushing that 53 up in front of him. You see that outside lane didn't have as much momentum on that start. Joshua Gaiman getting off to a slower start. He's got, I want to say that is the 3 of Lucas Nilge's it is behind him, so a teammate to help push behind him. See how long we decide to stay 2 wide. That's going to be the real question because, how many drivers decide they want to take it up the middle, they want to take it on that outside lane. We're going to see Well, a little bit of wiggling going on there, but everybody's going to keep it under control. That's something to also watch. Is I want to say that's the 2 of Ken Baum moving to the top lane there. You see, or no, it's 26 of Jaden Bingham moving to the top lane. But we're watching a lot of drivers just try to figure out where they're at. Whoa. Is that what I say? That's the 32 of Chris Lynn getting down there on the door of the 7 of Nick Cannon. As I'm not seeing Kevin Click's name, our race winner from last week, in the race here tonight. So hopefully everything's okay with him. I'm just doing a scan here real quick just to make sure I'm not losing my mind. I do not see it. A lot of position changing going on back here in the back. I see a couple of drivers starting to move up here together. Jaden Bingham moved back 5 positions. He just now got around Ryan Smith, which we see a lot of drivers just kind of flip-flopping back and forth. That might be just where they are on the track. Whoa. As you're seeing, Bill Hale's getting a really big push there from the 94. Ryan Sword, but that's going to allow that 33 of Joshua Gaiman to pull up on that outside lane. That they're linked together just a little bit better on that outside lane. Because right now we're seeing that bottom lane actually working a little bit better than we thought it was going to. I saw that outside lane maybe having to get on the brakes just a little bit to catch back up, but that inside lane was just a little bit more separated. So that's what's a little perplexing there, is we're seeing Bill Hells and Ryan Sword get off, and Robbie Weiss get off to a really big jump. They're starting to pull away from everybody back there. Nick Cannon and then Joshua Gaiman, he's falling all the way back there to that 5th spot. Caitlin Heights moved herself up 4 positions into that 7th position. Everybody's kind of staying too wide right now. As I say that, I want to say that is the 24 of Kyler McCarthy, who jumped to the outside lane. It was maybe not liking what he saw in front of him. So he jumped to that outside lane, but it does not look like anything came to fruition from it. It looks like everybody just kind of fell back in line. But here at lap 5, we're seeing the front 3 doing an old school NASCAR pull, just kind of getting together and running away from the rest of the pack. But this 2 wide racing back here is really going to slow everybody down behind them. These 3 drivers up here being in a single file line with each other, these guys back here being 2 by 2, is really hard for those drivers to catch back up to those 3 single cars, because they've got a lot more momentum. Yeah, as you're seeing that outside lane starting to fall apart, the 33 of Joshua Gaiman and the 3 of Lucas Nilges are the only lone drivers up there on that outside lane. So this is where we're going to have to watch and see how long these drivers decide to stay in single file on this inside lane, or how long they're going to decide to jump out. That's what I'm wondering. Oh, is everybody, looks like they're deciding to pick this bottom lane though. Everybody is, whoa, wash it up just a little bit there. I see, I want to say that is the 95, Dakota Kuhn, that was blinking there for just a second. But here at lap 6, everybody's just kind of keeping it under control. I don't see any real tempers flaring, anybody really pushing out of the way, or trying to get, anybody to just move. So nobody's flat out wrecking anybody just yet. As you're seeing that 7 of Nick Cannon now pull up to the back of the 28, also in tow behind him, the 11 of Caitlin Height. The 81 of Joshua Susi has worked his way up into the mix as well, up 7 positions. Ryan Smith as well, up 8 positions. You see Dakota Kuhn, Chris Lynn, they've fallen back a couple of positions. Dakota Kuhn Chris Lynn was all the way up there in that 6th position. Now on that top lane, getting a push from that 33 of Joshua Gaiman. See if he can keep it under control. Was the outside lane just doesn't look like it's wanting to come together. They want to go there, and then they dive back down inside. See, going 3 wide here, at least for that 5th position. 33 of Joshua Gaiman going to leave that 32 in that inside lane. Whoa, but that outside lane just kind of fell apart. See the 32, they're going to work his way back up in there. Now the lanes are going to converge. But everybody just trying to keep it underneath them. As I'm seeing in the chat, all the Mountain Dew on the racetrack get really excited. Yeah, I'm actually having trouble seeing which one is which. I see a Mountain Dew scheme there, a Mountain Dew scheme there. There's 2 back there. But here at lap 10, looks like Robbie Weiss still hanging on to that 3rd position. He's going to give a little bit of a push here to the 94. Let's see if Bill Hells can able to get back down. Does look like he was able to cut that nose of the 94 back off. Able to keep himself in that lead position. It looked like Robbie was going to give that 94 a little bit of a bump and try to get him to push past him. But it looks like everybody coming down the backstretch was single file, but that outside lane going to open back up. Let's see how long it takes for them to get up here and start dicing it up with the leaders. You see the 4 Carson Pittman's now the leader of that outside lane. Got the 98 of Shane Weldon Sr. right behind that 4. So Train also with the 48 of Stan Mayberry behind him. 31 of Kevin Gibney. So the outside lane not really coming together. You see a lot of basket weaving, as I like to call it. A lot of the drivers going left and right. It's just hard here on these plate tracks to stay straight. I know I always say it, you know, when you're watching, you're like, man, I wish they'd hold it straight. It's easier said than done. I will say that. When you get behind these cars, that dirty air coming off of all those cars will really get you messed up. It's Carson Pittman still on that outside lane, leading that train. See if he can get up here and, like I said, dice it up with the leaders. Does look like he was starting to move up here a couple of positions. He's up 16 positions right now, is that for Carson Pittman. So if he can get a good push here from that 98 of Shane Weldon, he could get up here to the front. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Yes, they are. Coming around to lap 12, we're still seeing the 53 of Bill Hells hanging on to that lead. This is pretty much what you're going to see unless that 53 gets a bad bump. I would say you would pretty much see him in the lead, and unless Carson Pittman, which I do notice has moved up 2 more positions, that inside lane is kind of separated. That outside lane is kind of starting to come together. So they're going to start moving up here a little bit faster. I see that 4 is starting to put a little bit more time on Dakota Kuhn as I'm speaking. So could see that outside lane get up here and possibly start fighting within the next lap. Whoa, as it looks like Bill Hells not Bill Hells, Carson Pittman looks like he was going to get left out. 3 wide there for a second in the back, but it looks like Carson Pittman was going to get a bad bump, and that 98 of Shane Weldon going to push him out of the way, but we know they are 2 teammates, so he did get out of the gas and get back in it. But you see the 33 here, Joshua Gaiman, going to move his way up to that outside lane. Then he's going to get the 72 of Tyler Rush to push up behind him. See, whoa, Robbie Bice getting down all the way there on the yellow line. Might have hit a bad pocket of air on that back of that 94. Riding on board here with that 28 of Robbie Bice. Currently sitting in that 3rd spot, up 2 positions from where he started. See if he can hang on to this 3rd place position. We know these drivers will be coming down for fuel and tires here eventually. Probably not left side tires. I know right sides are normally a thing that you do here at Talladega on these shorter runs. So we'll see if the 2-tire strategies or the 4-tire strategies come into play. But right now, that outside lane is really starting to come together. Joshua Gaiman getting a really good push from that 72 of Tyler push. You see Carson Pittman still on that outside lane with him. Whoa, is the 72 getting out of a little hairy, dicey situation there? But able to keep it underneath him. That outside lane is picking up a lot of momentum. A lot of the Mountain Dew guys I see have dipped down to the inside lane. As I see the 94 Ryan Sword blinking there a little bit. But a good push there for Joshua Gaiman all the way out to the lead. See how long he decides to hold on to this top lane. Is, whoa, the 72 and the 33 going to make that move on the outside lane. So new leader here at lap 16 is Joshua Gaiman in that 33 machine. I want to say that is the 91 of Brody Green, excuse me, that is about to go a lap down on that outside lane. It is. So let's see if that outside lane has the same momentum to go up here and push that for Carson Pittman to the lead. We could have a lot of lead changes here with this outside lane if it can stay stacked up with each other. For Carson Pittman still has that 98 of Shane Weldon on his back bumper and a teammate as well in that 48 of Stan Mayberry on that outside lane. So we got a couple of full throttle guys on this outside lane. It's just, can they stay linked together and get pushed up here? I was expecting Robbie to jump up on this outside lane and pull him, but doesn't look like he was going to get that opportunity. But as I say that, the 28 of Robbie Bice did make a move. Whoa, look at this. Just a gaggle of race cars. All kinds of out of whack. We see the 28 of Robbie Bice in that middle lane. Cut off the nose of that 3 of Lucas Nilges. Whoa, is Lucas Nilges getting a little loose? You got the 96 of Michael Zuber behind him. We're 3 wide coming out of turn 2. That outside lane is a full throttle train. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's Robbie Bice, Carson Pittman, Shane Weldon, Stan Mayberry on that outside lane. Stan Mayberry into the wall. So that's going to slow that momentum on the outside lane. We see a lot of race cars getting mixed up here. The 91 there of Brody Green. He is currently a lap down, not fighting for position. Behind them, whoa, everybody getting loose. We're 3 wide. Going into turn 1, whoa. You see a lot of bumps going on here. A lot of racing in the middle lane here, the 27. Pushing that 91, the 27 of David Smill. Moved himself up 16 positions. Whoa, is Brody Green getting a bad bump? This could spell trouble. He looks like he's going to keep it under control. Whoa, looks like the 24 there, Kyler McCarthy, getting into a little bit of door bang. Looks like the 53 of Bill Hell is going to go ahead and pull it down pit lane. So the outside lane going to go ahead and get it situated underneath them. The 91 of Brody Green going to pull up in front of the 4 of Carson Pittman. Carson Pittman just going to push him. As I said, the 53 of Bill Hells did come down pit lane. So see a strategy move here from Bill, maybe seeing these green flag runs come out, maybe thinking put some fuel in it, stay out a little longer, make up some track time. As we're seeing back here, just for a second, everybody was out of whack. It looks like they've got themselves under control. Just goes to show you how fast you can fall back through the field. That 28er Robbie Bice was in that 3rd position, now all the way back into 11th. It just can happen that fast. So here at lap 23, we see Joshua Gaiman still out in the lead. He's got that 72 of Tyler Rush, who's up 15 positions. In that 2nd position behind him, Ryan Sword started in 3rd and is in 3rd. Nick Cannon up 3 positions in that 4th spot. Caitlin Height up 6 positions in 5th. That outside lane led by Robbie Bice. Looks like it was making up a little momentum, and then they got spread out there. It's not what you need to see if you want to try to catch this front pack. Riding on board here with that 72 of Tyler Rush. Just going to see how he's riding this inside lane. Looks like they're going for the tried and true inside lane. Don't move up to the wall. Just ride it around the shortest way around the track. A little bit of a bump there to that 33. See, no real steering wheel movement though. That's something to always notice, that you're not really using a lot of steering wheel. The banking here at Talladega is 33, I want to say it's 33 degrees. So you can see it just, you pretty much drive into it and it turns itself. You do have to turn it just a little bit just to keep it, keep it from drifting up to the wall, but other than that, the car just drives itself. Another bump there to that 33. This outside lane looks like it's starting to form up. At 28er, Robbie Bice leading the train. He's got the 4 Carson Pittman behind him. Full Throttle guys here working together tonight, and then a turn 2 terrible Chris Lynn in the middle of that train. Back there in the back, I saw somebody get out of sorts and go below the yellow line, but it doesn't look like any incidents came up, so everybody got it under control. But here at lap 26, these guys are pushing here on the outside lane, but it doesn't look like the outside lane is working together as much as that inside lane is, because they get up there to about where they're at here between that 72 and that 33, and then the run stagnates out, and they can't get that push like that 72 and the 33 had. 28er Robbie Bice did get a good push there. Don't know if it'll be a good enough push to get that 4 Carson Pittman. He is around, but they're going to decide to stay on that outside lane. See the 32 of Chris Lynn going to go ahead and take the inside lane. He says, well, if you guys aren't going to do it, I will. So 32 going to go ahead and dive down in front of the 33 of Joshua Gaiman. But down the backstretch, it looks like that Full Throttle Racing team did get a good push to the lead. So new leader here at lap 27, coming to lap 28, the 28 of Robbie Bice. So now you're seeing single file racing from pretty much everybody behind them. It looks like Chris Lynn jumped out of line down into that bottom lane. And that opened up the door for the Full Throttle guys to get together, link up, and then push their way. Whoa, as you see the 32 getting below the yellow line there, maybe getting a bad bump there from the 33. Riding on board here with that 28. You can see it looks like the 32 of Chris Lynn did jump to the outside lane. He is going to fall back and just keep going all the way from that 3rd position almost to the lead. Now falling all the way back in 13th currently. You can just see him slowly falling away on that camera view. Wondering how long these drivers are going to decide to stay single file. Or if right now everybody's just kind of happy where they're at. Because I know a track like Talladega, you don't want to push your luck too early. You can make your moves and burn your cards up quickly. As we'll ride on board here with that gyro cam, you can just see how far the car leans and how far it straightens out. That's how much banking is at this place. It is insane. And it's crazy when you're actually, I mean, I've never, of course, driven in real life, but, you know, on the sim, you can really feel it in the steering wheel when you get on there. It will loosen up and make the rear end of the car get kind of crazy whenever you're coming down the transition from that, what you saw Robbie Bice just do there. It can get kind of hairy, especially if you're that 3rd car in the train and you got a lot less air on that rear end than that car in the lead. It can get kind of dicey. So I want to say that is the 15 of Michael's self. Nope, excuse me. Did he have something go on? I see he is driving really slow right now. But coming down pit lane, it looks like maybe it's going to be the Full Throttle team. So Full Throttle Racing coming down pit lane. It looks like Bill Hell's decided to join in for a second time. It's looking like the pit window is going to be possibly within the next 10 laps. I want to say these drivers that are pushing here to get up to the lead, they probably used up a little bit more as you're seeing them come down pit lane, the Full Throttle guys. So I would say that within the next 10 laps, like I said, I sadly do not have my brother here with me tonight. He is on a work event, if you will, 4.5 hours away. So he is not here. I can't hear the drivers chat. You know, normally he can go in and listen to that and tell us what's going on with it. So I do apologize that I don't have that information on me. But I would say that with these drivers coming down pit lane here now, that it would, what was the 72 getting? It looks like maybe a bad bump. You're going to see the 94 having to get out of it. But I guess you could say I'm trying to hold down the fort. But right now, everybody is just kind of single filed out as I've just been watching the ticker. Nobody's really making any moves for position. We did see, like I said, Bill Hell's come down pit lane early on. He did come down pit lane with the Full Throttle guys, but he is currently on his own. Unfortunate there for that 53. We're going to go back up here on board. It looks like pit window is opening up now. Only it's going to be the Nitro team coming down. Whoa, the 72 there getting a little out of whack. So it looks like Turtle Shell Motorsports, Liberty Motorsports, Nitro, Turn 2 Terribles coming down pit lane. Nick Cannon in that Prestige Worldwide, and Ryan Sword, Ryan Smith, Lucas Nilges, Michael Zuver, Chris Lynn, Ken Baum, Josh Markle, and Dakota Kuhn all staying out. So it looks like Joshua Susi going to win that race out of pit lane. For all those drivers who did come down, Caitlin Height going to come out in that second position of this one coming out. But it looks like Ryan Sword, Nick Cannon, Lucas Nilges all coming down pit lane. So this front pack now making their way. Yes, everybody making their way down pit lane now. Whoa, it looks like a bad stop there from the 82 of Josh Markle. It looks like Susi going to win that, like I said, that race out of pit lane. But look at this, whoa. You're seeing Bill Hell's getting a big shove there. Looks like the 4 of Carson Pittman had to get way out of the gas. Well, the Carson Pittman's around. Yeah, I was going to say that Bill Hell's pulled up. And the next thing I know, he was having to get out of it. We'll have to see what happened. They were getting a massive run up to the back of the 53 of Bill Hell's. Oh, and he split the gap. Yes, you're seeing right there in this gaggle of race cars, Carson Pittman leading that pack. See the 53 of Bill Hells just going a little slower on that outside lane. The 4 having to check up. Robbie Weiss nowhere to go. He's just going to have to send the 4 off the front of his nose. Does look like he did take a little bit of front end damage from possibly getting into the back there of that 53. See, he came up really quick, and then there's the bump. Talk about splitting. The perfect split. I mean, that could not have been. No contact to the 33, the 72, no contact. The 4 going to go for a yard sale, but going to keep it underneath him. See everybody getting around him. So here at lap 37, Carson Pittman did get around, but was just a solo car. We saw him get a massive run up to the back of his teammate of Bill Hells, and just wasn't able to go anywhere. So it looks like Ken Baum, Chris Lynn, Joshua Susi all coming down pit lane, maybe to top up on that fuel. We know a lot of drivers just came down pit lane, but this extra little bit of fuel can make the difference at the end of the race. Looks like the 81 of Josh Susi taking right side tires only. Saw Ken Baum taking lefts. So Josh Susi deciding, all right, I think I'll take some tires. So it looks like Joshua Gaiman also one of those drivers that took two sets of tires. Or excuse me, right side tires. Down pit road for 9 seconds. But when we come back from this green, or to this green flag run, we will have kind of a turn it up. I was not able to get my logos made. Been working so much that I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and make any logos up. But we will have, I guess you could say, a loud pedal turn it up kind of session. If we do stay under green flag conditions, that is. If we don't, then I will bring it right back. See the 33 of Joshua Gaiman coming down pit lane again. Josh Susi also coming down pit lane. Kevin Gibney, David Smill, Stephen Overstott. A lot of drivers coming down for that splash and go. See Ken Baum coming down also. These drivers' tires not, or the car's not going up any, just taking fuel alone, just so that way they can be that one lap ahead. But it looks like the pace lights are out. So we will be going green this next time by. But here at lap 39, coming to lap 40, we see the pace lights are off on that pace car. iRacing Mustang taking that hard left-hand turn. The 94, Ryan Sword, the 7, Nick Cannon, going to be on that inside-outside lane. But if you've got those surround sounds, get them turned up. Get those speakers going. We're going to go do a couple of laps of the loud, full throttle loud pedal. Green flag is out. back to the action here is we didn't really see a lot of crazy racing going on here. We see Jaden Bingaman has moved himself up into that top lane. He's kind of pulling everybody up here to the front. Robbie Bice has moved himself back up into that 9th position. I see Shane Weldon moving himself up into 7th, up 12 positions. Saw him on the back end of that train. Looks like he's moved himself up into the more lead part of the full throttle train. We also see this is 26 is Jaden Bingaman and the 32 of Chris Lynn, two terrible teammates on that outside lane. This inside lane looks like they're going all the way down there to that yellow line, trying to hold on to whatever track position they can, but it's really starting to help that outside lane make up that momentum. They're able to get up just a little bit. You see that 96 of Michael Zuber getting a little loose down there on that bottom lane. Coming to lap 47. Looks like that outside lane was working there for just a second coming out of turn 2. Looks like they were able to pull ahead just a little bit. But it looks like the inside has negated any distance they made up. So still side by side coming out of turn 4. At 26 of Jaden Bingaman still on the outside lane of that 94 Ryan Sword. It looks like Ryan Sword is losing a little bit of track position, but look, the 3 wide. The 26 of Jaden Bingaman might have got a little loose and pushed a little bit what he didn't want to. You see, falls back, but he's able to make his way back into that inside lane. It looks like the 80, I want to say that was the 82 of Josh Markle who let him back in. So a teammate did just let up the gas to let that teammate back in so he didn't lose too much track position. Right now, Chris Lynn leading that train on the outside. The 98 of Shane Weldon behind him. See if the 94 Ryan Sword can hang on to this inside position. Oh, you see Shane Weldon and then 32 of Chris Lynn getting a little kerfuffled there. So as Ryan Sword blinking out for just a moment, that's why the camera froze. See, did you see Ryan Sword just popped right back up there in the middle of the field. Whoa, so a little bit of chaos and confusion from that 94. That's going to open up the door for these full throttle guys. That outside lane was able to open up with all of that chaos. Looks like the 94 did blink, and that's what caused everybody to go, where's he at? So here at lap 50, Shane Weldon going to be pushed out to the lead. Look at that, the 11, Caitlin Height on that outside lane, getting a good push from her Lady Liberty Motorsports teammate of Joshua Gaiman. And then behind him is the 24, Kyler McCarthy. Whoa, as Caitlin Height gets turned by the 33. Oh, they collect the 31. Let's see if anybody else can get away from it. Because it looks like it might have just been that 31 of Kevin Gibney and the 11 of Caitlin Height. Looks like it was a bad bump, but before I count my chickens, I'm going to go back and watch this. Yeah, it was just a bad bump there. The ride on board here with that 33 of Joshua Gaiman. He's getting a run up to the 11's rear bumper, but it looks like he might have zigged when he should have zagged. Looks like she might have been moving down to the inside lane. Or the 24, Kyler McCarthy, gave him a push, and that doesn't look like the 24 was connected now, so just looked like maybe a bad timing from that 33. Maybe he thought that the 11 was going to keep moving down and didn't. But an unfortunate bystander is that 31 of Kevin Gibney. He's right on board here with him. You see, into the wall and then just nowhere to go. That, just got bounced off of the wall. You can already see that car is hurt. It would have been fine if it would have kept spinning up against the wall, but watch this last right here. That right there just pushed him off the wall. Is what got him. Yeah, that 31, really big shot to that front end, tie rod damage. So it looks like coming down pit lane, Steven Oberstadt, Lucas Nilges, Dakota Kuhn, Tyler Rush, Jimmy Barr, Ryan Sword, Ken Baum Jr., Josh Markle, David Smill, Caitlin Height, Andrew May. And it does look like, as I want to say, Kevin Gibney isn't on track anymore, but I don't see where he disconnected. I also see where Andrew May jumped to pits. Did not see that, so he might have been involved in that accident. We'll see if we could go back and see what happened with him. Trying to see if there was a marker for another wreck that might have happened after. Yeah, as I see. Wonder if. All right, that's just when they were stopping. Oh, as I see the 22 disappeared. Wonder if he had a blink as well with his internet. Still says the 22 is on track. We did notice that he just did disappear in that last replay, so not really sure what was going on with that 22. But here at lap 53, we're under our second caution. The caution lights are out. So Shane Weldon going to be on that inside lane. Robbie Bice on the outside. Michael Zuver on the inside in that third position. Nick Cannon in fourth. Stan Mayberry fifth. Ryan Smith sixth. Carson Pittman in seventh. Chris Lynn in eighth. Jaden Bingaman in ninth. Lucas Nilge is going to round out your top 10. Is Dakota Kuhn going to be in 11th position? Ryan Sword in 12th. 33 of Joshua Gaiman going to be in that 13th position. You see that 81 of Joshua Susi on his way out from pit lane. With just those splash and goes, you want to take every advantage of these pit cycles. 14 of Steven Oberstadt in that 15th position. Chad Engel in that 16th spot. Tyler Rush in that 17th position. Jimmy Barr in 18th. Kyler McCarthy in that 19th position. Ken Baum in that 20th position. David Smill in 21st. Bill Hell is going to be I want to say your first driver a lap down. Yes, currently your first driver a lap down. Andrew May is that second driver. Just goes to show you, jump to pits and still only went a lap down. Just how long these laps are around here at Talladega. So we have another caution. Bill Hells will get that lucky dog unless Andrew May or Josh Markle would be able to get around them. Green flag is out. Looks like a good start there for that 98 Shane Weldon, but let's see how long it takes. Whoa, as we say that back there in the back, it looks like Bill Hells might have had a little bit of a mishap. I saw he was all the way up against the wall, and then he might have come down and touched doors. See if this 28, though, on that outside lane gets a good push here from that 7 and Nick Cannon. And can get up here to the lead. 28 was able to get the push up to the inside lane, but that's going to open up the door for the 7 and Nick Cannon. He's going to possibly use the same tactic and get himself up into the lead. We do see a lot of turn 2 terrible drivers behind Nick Cannon, being the only Prestige Worldwide driver in the lead pack right now. That 28 of Robbie Bice was not able to lead that lap. Oh, the 21 of Ryan Smith going to cut the nose off at the 28. Robbie Bice giving that 21 of Ryan Smith a good bump there down the backstretch. Looks like that outside lane, though, is just not getting the same cohesion as that outside, the inside lane is getting better cohesion than that outside lane. The outside lane just kind of stagnating out now. We see that 3 of Lucas Nilge's getting a little left and right on the wheel. But if he's able to, if they're able to get back up here and get bumper to bumpers, you see that 32 trying to give that 7 a little bit of a push. The 28 of Robbie Bice going to go up there and kind of hold on to that door. I always try to use the example of, imagine you're, on a bicycle and you reach out there and you grab that door. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to reach up on that door panel and slow them down. Like you're riding a bike and you grab onto an open window. It's kind of what these drivers do whenever they pull up and you see them getting door to door. They're trying to slow the momentum of that outside lane up, and Robbie Bice was trying to slow that 7 up, but as you see, it didn't work. And the 7's going to assume the lead. The new leader here at lap 57, that 7 of Nick Cannon. We see him and the 32 of Chris Lynn getting a little bit out of sorts there, not staying linked together like that inside lane is. He is getting a good push here, though, from that 32 is Nick Cannon. So I would see, wondering how long it takes for them. They're going to pull down. I'm going to say Chris Lynn might actually pull down here. He does. That 32 going to pull down to the bottom lane, going to collect his teammate Ryan Sword. But now we've got the 7 of Lucas Nilge's, the 7 of Nick Cannon, the 3 of Lucas Nilge's, and the 94 of Ryan Sword linked up. And then you see the 26 of Jaden Bingaman also showing his hand up here. That inside lane, though, not working out anymore. Now falling back to almost a half a second gap from that leader is that 32 of Chris, the 32 of Chris Lynn. Yeah, about a half a second back from the leaders now. So you're going See that inside lane just not working. The outside lane looks like it's starting to flow. For Carson Pittman, looks like he's going to go dive down to the inside with that 48 of Stan Mayberry. You also see the 28 of Robbie Bice and the 98 of Shane Weldon. They are linked up. This could be dirty. This inside lane could come alive here. If that 48 can give a good push here to the 4 of Carson Pittman. Oh, as we see the 26 of Jaden Bingaman going to go, you ain't going to take that inside lane. See the 26 going to move his way back down. Wondering how long it's going to take this 7, 3, and 94. It looks like the 94 not able to make that move. Clear for just a moment, that 94 was, but that inside lane just comes back alive when you don't need it to. If you're in that 94 camp, not able to make the move down to the inside, but it looks like that inside lane starting to pick up a little bit more momentum on here. We've only got 3 cars on this outside lane. As I say that, Michael Zuver in that 96 looks like he's trying to pull up on this outside lane as well. So we've got Lucas Nilges, Ryan Sword, and Michael Zuver now linked up on this outside lane. Being led by that 7 of Nick Cannon and the 26 of Jaden Bingham. And has got the 4 of Carson Pittman, the 48 of Stan Mayberry, 28 of Robbie Bice, and the 98 of Shane Weldon on that inside lane. So this is going to be interesting to see if this 7 gets pushed out of line or something. This could be, whoa, is the 26 of Jaden Bingham going to jump up to the top lane? I think he sees that 72 of Tyler Rush on that inside lane, says, hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and dip to the top lane. You should see that 72 stay on that bottom lane for Carson Pittman. Whoa, as we got a wreck, the 28 of Robbie Bice around. The 98 of Shane Weldon around. Whoa, big shot there for the 28. Looks like Kyler McCarthy involved in it. The 22 of Andrew May. Big shot there. Also looks like Chris Lynn might be involved. As right there, just a bad... It looks like maybe Shane Weldon and the 28 of Robbie Bice just making a bad push. We're going to see if we can ride on board here. With the 98 of Shane Weldon. See, he's got the 28 there in front of him. But you see that gap between them. He gets a massive run coming out of turn 4. It looks like everybody checks up in front of him, so the 98 goes to move up, but just doesn't look like he makes enough movement. And you see him collect the 28 of Robbie Bice, and that's going to send them into the wall there. Also, the 32 of Chris Lynn collected in it. You see the 22 of Andrew May, just nowhere to go. Gets into the big shot there to the back of the 98 of Shane Weldon, and then Robbie Bice with a big shot there, and then you saw the 24 of Kyler McCarthy also getting involved in it. Thought he was going to be able to make it out of it, but just got caught up in the end. Oh, see right there with the 22 Andrew May, just big shot to him. Wouldn't count him out, though. Possibly be able to come down and take some damage repair. As you see him coming down pit lane now. Everybody down pit lane. Nick Cannon, Lucas Nilges, Ryan Sword, Michael Zuver, all down pit lane. Unfortunate turn of events there for that 98 and 28. Such a good race car here. We know Robbie, really good plate track racer. Just unfortunate turn of events there for him. Looks like maybe had a little bit of a mislink. And that 98 of Shane Weldon just had a massive run up to him, and he was going to move up, but everything happened so fast that I just don't think he moved enough, and then they got collected together, and you saw what happened. So the 53 of Bill Hells should be the lucky dog. Yeah, as we see, the 11 of Caitlin Height did pull it to the hauler. So the 11 out of the race. Kevin Gibney also one of those drivers. Went ahead, taking it to the virtual hauler. Right now, see the two of Ken Baum coming down pit lane. So maybe just a splash and go from that two. I see he did just come down pit lane last lap with a 6-second pit stop. So we'll see that two just get just another splash and go. Big drive in there from that 12 of Jimmy Barr. See if he does the same thing. He does. So right now, Brody Green, your only driver who's currently a lap down. It looks like Shane Weldon going to go ahead and pull it to the hauler. Unfortunate night there for that 98. Had a strong race car, but just got caught up in the mess there. So I'm trying to see if I can queue up one more shot, as Talladega is a long track. Just so we're not sitting here looking at the cars go really slow around Talladega. We'll ride on board here with that 98. We'll see it exactly from his point of view. Going into turn 3 here out of turn 4. You see that separation there between him and Robbie. And then he gets a massive run. I wonder if they were checking up because of that 72 and just Shane just didn't know what was happening in front of him. I mean, as you see there, he's got 4 race cars in front of him, but he doesn't know what the fourth one up front's doing. So you see, yeah, it looks like, I want to say that was Stan Mayberry it was Carson Pittman. It looks like maybe Stan Mayberry might have give. Yeah, Carson Pittman got out of the gas. Or maybe not. Maybe it was just the way. I have to look at it. Yeah, you see him. Not sure what that was. It's like he was blipping the clutch. It looks like he was blipping the clutch, and that's what slowed him up. Not really sure. But the pace lights are out. Nick Cannon going to be on that inside lane. Ryan Sword on that outside lane. You got the 3 of Lucas Nilges behind that 7. Michael Zuver, that 96 on that outside lane. 33 of Joshua Gaming going to be in 5th. Ryan Smith in 6th. Susie in 7th. 26 of Jaden Bingaman on that outside lane in 8th. Stan Mayberry on that inside lane in 9th. And Carson Pittman rounding out your top 10. So here at lap 65, we've only had 3 cautions. A big step up from our last week race at Bristol with 19 cautions. As green flag is out, looks like a good jump there for the 7. The 94, not so good jump. Got that 96 all over his back bumper. As we see now a lot of less race cars out here on the track. They're coming out of the back stretch here at lap 66. That 7 of Nick Cannon getting a good push there from that 94. See how long this outside lane decides to pick up. Now that we don't have the Ford full throttle drivers to push, man, they were looking the strongest here tonight. We're coming to lap 67. Can I get anybody out there on the YouTube, if anybody's watching, can I get a sound check? I'm not really trying to make sure if I'm being heard. I'm not sure if I'm even getting any sound from my stream. It's not working for me. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Thank you very much. Because I had noticed that something was not popping up. And I was like, wait a second, that's not popping up. I was like, oh, good Lord, please tell me that it wasn't messed up the whole time. Here at lap 69, though, we're seeing that 33 of Joshua Gaiman getting pushed up here to the front by that 81 of Joshua Susie. Susie starting to show his cards. He's like, all right, guys, I'm tired of fighting back here in the back. I'm going to come up here and get in the front. Whoa, it's back there. As I say that, big shot there. See, Bill Hell's going for a ride through the grass. Who was that was also involved in it? Looks like the 82 of Josh Marco. It looks like we're going to stay green. Man, oh man, we just saw Bill Hells go for a ride. Gonna have to see if I can mark that and go back and watch that here in not too long. Man, oh man, Bill Hells was going crazy. fast through there. As I'm seeing lap 69, go me. It's good to have you in the chat, Fitz. Stinks that you're not out there on the track. Oh, as you're saying that 26 of Jaden Bingham and getting down there on the door of that 96 of Michael Zuver. David Smill, Chad Engel up 20 positions both. So the Nitro drivers are saying, all right, now we got to go up here and show these guys what's going on. As we see the 81 of Josh Susi pushing the ex-teammate of Joshua Gaiman in that Lady Liberty Motorsports 33. You see behind him another Nitro driver, Chad Engel. Like I said, with that 27 of David Smill, up 20 positions both for that 35 and that 27. And behind him is that 14 of Steven Oberstadt, which, funny story about Steven, we were actually talking about NASCAR at work today, and somebody said the 14 car, and I said, which one, Oberstadt? And my brother looked at me. He was like, nobody's going to get that reference. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So just a funny little joke. I thought that was, I mentioned Steven's car today. But right now it looks like here at lap 72, Joshua Gaiman going to still hold on to the lead. That 81 of Joshua Susi going to get in that second place. Chad Engel in third. I said David Smill in fourth, and Steven Oberstadt rounding out that top five. Jaden Bingham, who's moved himself up 3 positions in that 6th spot. Nick Cannon is in his original starting position in 7th. Ryan Sword in 8th. Carson Pittman in 9th. And Michael Zuver rounding out your top 10, up 15 positions with Carson Pittman up 18. But I'm also looking here. I see a bunch of names starting to get together. We've got the Turn 2 Terrible guys starting to line up back here. We got Ken Baum, Dakota Kuhn, Ryan Smith, all starting to get together. Ken Baum, who's been relatively quiet here all night tonight, currently sitting in that 14th spot, wondering when he's going to make a move. We still have got 27 more laps to go. 26, excuse me, at the stripe. See how long it takes for these drivers to show that that royal flush and decide to jump out and take that lead. Because we know we've seen, especially these last couple of days with it being Talladega week, last week, I saw a lot of drivers posting their Talladega clips onto on Reddit, and a lot of drivers coming out of this this front stretch tri-oval. A lot of wins taken away from them. You see them right up about midway, and then right here they dive it down to the yellow line, and they use all that momentum, slingshot pass, take the lead. Gonna see if we see anything like that here tonight. 25 laps to go, though. I'm starting to say the gloves are coming off now. This is where you start making your moves. If you've got your teammates around you in a relatively close line, you want to get them together and just go. Because right now we are single file. It's something you don't like to see. You know, if anybody is from the South, which I know a lot of us are, if you ever walk outside, you know, whenever the storm, you know, you can walk outside when a tornado is about to happen or whatever, you can just feel the calm before the storm. That's kind of what's going on here right now. It is a calm before the storm. Everybody is single filed out. Nobody is battling for position. But I guarantee you within the next 10 laps, it's not going to be the same story. as we're riding on board here with that 33 of Joshua Gaiman. We're looking back from what he sees. He was looking in that rear view, only just a little smaller because that rear view doesn't really let you see everything behind you. You're just seeing a gaggle of race cars in a straight line. Like I said, it's something you don't like to see, especially with 24 laps to go here. This is where it starts getting a little dicey. I saw, whoa, who is that down the backstretch? 24, Kyler McCarthy? It is. I see tire marks off of the wall. He's coming out of turn 4. I see the 82 of Josh Markle behind him. Looks like they are linked up, and then there you go, just the spin off the front end. Ooh, and if you're Ken Baum, I was about to talk about him. He was on that outside lane, about to work around, but man, oh man. Something you don't like to see if you're the leaders. But we're right on board here with that 82. We'll just watch it from his point of his perspective. Oh, as I say that, not the right person. So he's linked up there with that 24, Kyler McCarthy, just trying to push them, both damaged race cars, try to make up as much time as they can. And then just the 24 goes down the track a little bit. The 82 unlinks. He gets up there and just hooks him. So here at the 4th caution, we'll stay on board here, see what these drivers decide to do. I do have the Bill Hells incident that was we didn't get a caution for. Oh my word, my words. It doesn't look like anybody coming down pit lane. Looks like we'll go ahead, go back here and see what happened. Was I see that just massive jump there from Bill Hells. We'll see if we can back it up because Ken Baum was almost involved in that, possibly involved in it. See the 53 of Bill Hells right behind. What was it? Looks like the 82. So that's what started it. Looks like the 82 made contact with the 24. Yeah, not sure what happened there with the 82. See if we can go on board here and not really sure with that. Nobody is coming down pit lane, so we'll stay on board. We're going to ride on board here with Bill Hells and just go for his ride. Whew. Well, Bill, good thing you're wearing a black racing suit. Yeah, as I'm not really sure what happened between the 82 and the 24. Maybe I don't know. I would say like you could say a wheel disconnect, but why would it disconnect for that split second and allow that, or unless he just got like a net code bump and that's what caused it. But we did not get a caution for that wreck. Everybody was able to keep it straight and underneath them. But here with 20 laps to go, though, or 20 laps to go when we come to the stripe, this is going to be interesting because the thing about Talladega, like we were saying, it's not like a track like Daytona where the finish line is in the middle of the tri-oval. It's right after the tri-oval. So that's a lot of where your moves are made. It's where I've made moves on people to get the lead and take the win from them. So it's a very risky maneuver, but you have to do it just right. And we'll have to see if anybody has anything to say. We know Susie has not had the best of luck here these last few races. So we'll have to see if he can have anything to say. Did finish 9th place last week. And I want to say at Darlington, he finished in that 4th position. So I have to see if Susie has anything to say. You know, one of those drivers last year that we were basically talking about every week. And into the Geico restart zone, or full throttle restart zone, if you will. The 33 goes, and good jump there from the 81. Man, they timed that perfect. But it doesn't look like the 81 on that outside lane is going to get off to a good jump, as much of a good jump as that 33 did. So now Susie going to have to collect that 27 of David Smill and that 26 of Jaden Bingaman on that inside lane, see if they can push him here to the front. It looks like they are making up a little bit of momentum. See that 3 of Lucas Nilges make a move up to the inside lane. And here comes Ken Baum on that inside lane. A lot of drivers that we were talking about that weren't up here in the front, they're up in the front now. This is what we're talking about. That outside lane looks like it's starting to come alive. 81 of Josh Susie. Whoa, big bump there from the 35 of Chad Engel. As we see that 81 and 27 of David Smill and Josh Susie move down into that inside lane. This is going to open up the door for that 26 if he can get a good push to get up there and get in front of the leaders and take over this race. Right now, your leader at lap 19 is that 81 of Josh Susie. Or with 19 laps to go, excuse me. Big bump there from the 27. Big bump, though, from the 3. 3 is just beating the back bumper off of Jaden Bingaman's car right now. Oh, I see the problem. It's because it's a Chevy and a Ford. But Jaden Bingaman to the lead here. With 18 laps to go, at least led this lap this time by. But we'll see how long that sticks. You know, those Nitro guys could jump out and take that top lane. Just kind of leave him on that inside lane and shuffle him back around. I will say, we do have, I have raced in the Full Throttle League, and, want to say the Team Sparkle Unicorn, they had a technique that we used to try to bust up on these plate tracks, and they would do it where they would run that outside lane, and they would just keep flip-flopping everybody into the lead, and it was so annoying. Oh my gosh, it was so annoying. You'd be trying to race, and you get up there on that outside lane, and they just flip somebody. Like, oh, you're getting that run on that outside lane. Somebody pull up in front of you, up, and they get the push up, and then you lose the momentum, and then up, you get that run, get somebody in front of you, over and it was, I wanted to strangle Fitz's neck that entire time I raced against him. Whoa, it looks like Jaden Bingaman, excuse me. Lucas Nilges gets a bad bump there. I said Jaden Bingaman because I was looking at his car, but it looks like Nilges did get a bad bump there from the 21 Ryan Smith, I believe. Oh, that's unfortunate there. Lucas Nilges had a fast race car here tonight. Maybe he just took a patty cake to the wall. It looks like Jaden Bingaman had a little bit of a hiccup. See if we can see real quick what happened with that 26. It looks like he just got left on that inside lane. Yeah, everybody just went with Susie and left the 26 of Bingaman all by himself. Ooh, the 14 of Steven Oberstadt all the way down there on the apron. Yeah, 15 laps to go. This is where it's going to start getting dicey. And if you're that 2 of Ken Baum, you do not want to see this in front of you. But if you're that 81 of Josh Susie, you want to see it behind you. 72 is Tyler Rush. Has worked his way back up into that 4th position. Did go a lap down here earlier on. Was able to work his way back up into the lead lap. But with 13 to go, you were seeing Tyler Rush sticking the nose below the yellow line to that 33 of Joshua Gaiman. But it looks like Ken Baum on that outside lane. He's trying to find somebody to go with him. Nobody will go with him. 21 of Ryan Smith going to jump out. 26 of Jaden Bingaman going to jump out with him. This is what Ken Baum would need. Those are his 2 teammates. Ken Baum stuck on that inside lane, or in the middle. See him go ahead and pull down behind that 48 of Stan Mayberry. But with 13 laps to go, it's still kind of tame in a single file race. Nobody really jumping out of position, trying to make up any track time or moves. But we do know that at a track like Talladega, you don't want to use those moves yet. So you're just going to run single file. It's one of those, like, you punch yourself in the leg for not making that move, but then you punch yourself in the leg for making the move. So it's like you just have to pick that perfect time. And with 12 laps to go, this is going to be where it's make or break. Good push there from that 27 of David Smill. .33 of Joshua Gaiman also trying to watch and dictate what's going on in front of him. If you're in that top 15 right now, do not count them out. If you see their name in this list over there, any one of them can be. I mean, honestly, if they are not 4 laps or 2 laps down, everybody from first to 20th could be the winner right now. Just depending on what happens. And that's how crazy Talladega can go. 27. David Smill going to be still pushing that 81. I was waiting to see if he was going to see if anybody was going to jump up and he was going to block him. But we see this 53 of Bill Hell's getting a massive push from the 4 of Carson Pittman. Oh, as I saw a little bit of debris maybe. But you see, it just goes to show you, if you have a good push, you can make up a lot of track time. But with 10 laps to go, 9 at the stripe, this is where these moves are going to start coming out. Carson Pittman still getting a good push, or giving a good push. He's got that 48 of Stan Mayberry behind him. So we do have a full throttle outside lane party still going, just Robbie Biceless. And right now, if you're... Oh, I'm sorry, I was just looking at what was going on. Ooh. If you're in that 28 camp, any teammate getting a win right now, that would be a win for you. I do see that 28, though, still is in the race. He's there, but he's just in a different gaggle of race cars. So he's got that 3 of Lucas Nilges with him, as well as that, want to say, the 91 of Brody Green. Whoa, is the 4 of Carson Pittman getting a little out of whack back there? That outside lane just fell apart. The inside lane just better linked together. And that's something you want to see. Like I've said before, if you're in that 81 camp, you want to see that going on behind you. The more those cars are battling 2x2 back there and you're single file, you're going to get a little bit more speed on them, but 6 laps to go. This is where these guys are going to have to either work together or work against each other. Oh, Bill Hells looks like he might be getting a good run on that outside. Getting a good push there from that 4 of Carson Pittman. The gaps have closed up. I want to say that couple of race cars you see up front, Going into the corner, that might be, that is Brody Green in the 22 Andrew May. But with 4 laps to go, this is going to be make or break time. Everybody deciding which lanes they want to pick, where they want to go, who they want to go with. This is where you're making that decision. As we see, it looks like Ryan Sword, Michael Zuver, and at 7 and Nick Cannon, they might be thinking the same thing. We are going 3 wide down the back stretch. Well, we see Zuver getting a lot of loose back there. Yeah, and that third lane just looks like it stagnated out. They're going to kind of fall back in with their counterparts on that inside lane. Whoa, is Zuver getting a bad push there, it looks like, from the 7. Whoa, is he's getting down there on that quarter panel. As you're going to see everybody come around to that 22 and that 91 of Brody Green. Ken Baum on that outside lane. Wondering if he's saying, anybody back there with me that'll go, let's go. 2 laps to go. What was the 21? There, Ryan Smith getting a little sideways. Looks like he was able to keep it underneath him. Whoa, Chad Engel getting sideways. He's going to keep it up against the wall. White flag is out. This race is official. The next flag ends it. Josh Susie has got that 27 teammate of David Smill right behind him. Ex-teammate at 33 of Joshua Gaiman, Tyler Rush, in that 72 right behind him as well. And then Ken Baum is behind Carson Pittman. So right now, this is where we're starting to see who is going to go where is going to go who, what's going to happen. Whoa, is the 72 Carson Pittman around? It's, looks like Tua Ken Baum going to get around him. And Josh Susie going to take home the win here tonight with David Smill in that second position and Joshua Gaiman in that third place position. Man, oh man, I saw that 72 of Tyler Rush get turned. We'll have to see if we can see what happened to him as these drivers get around the track. See the 4 there, Carson Pittman. Get him in a little bit of a push, but it just looks like, yeah, he got pushed up out of his groove. Might have been just the bump mid-corner right there. That right there just gets him a little loose, pushes him up the track, and then the 4 just gets underneath him. Massive shot there. But the 81 of Josh Susie going to bring it home. The 81 burning it down. I want to say this is his first win of this season. Yeah, his best finish was at Atlanta, where he got second place to Lady Liberty Motorsports Steven Overstock. But right now, that 81 burning it down with his teammate of David Smill and that Lady Liberty Motorsports 33 of Joshua Gaiman. He's just going to keep burning them till they blow. See the 81 going ahead and backing it out. But we'll go ahead and get on with your race results so we can get your drivers interviewed and get them on their way. As your results are up on the screen, Josh Susie going to walk away with his first win of the Full Throttle 2025 season, with David Smill finishing in that second spot, Joshua Gaiman in third, Ken Baum in fourth, Carson Pittman fifth, Bill Hell sixth, Stan Mayberry seventh, 8 Steven Oberstadt, Ryan Smith in ninth, Jaden Bingaman in 10th, Michael Zuver in 11th, Dakota Kuhn in 12th, Ryan Sword in 13th, Jimmy Barr in 14th, Chad Engel in that 15th position, Nick Cannon in that 16th spot, Tyler Rush in 17th, Lucas Nilges in 18th, Brody Green in 19th, Kyler McCarthy in 20th, Robbie Weiss 21st, Andrew May 22nd, Josh Markle 23rd, Shane Weldon 24th, Chris Lynn in that 25th spot, Kevin Gibney Jr. in 26th, Caitlin Height in 27th, Michael Self in 28th, and rounding out your field is that 29 machine, or excuse me, that 5 machine of Ryan Broderick in that 29th position. So go ahead and give a second to your race winner, for Josh Susie, to go ahead and get that car pulled down into victory lane, and we'll have a word with him. Just a second. All right, and we'll go ahead and have a word with your race winner, Josh Susie. I'm not normally the one that pulls people, so I was really confused on where this channel was, but I had it hidden for some reason. So we'll go ahead and pull up that 81 to Josh Susie and have a word with him. Josh Susie's Chris up in the booth. You got a copy? You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
Oh, for some reason I'm not getting volume. Hold on 1 second. You got a copy?
Test, 1,
Oh,
2.
for some reason it's not working. What's going on here?
Uh-oh.
Try one more time.
Did you mess up your settings?
Not really sure. I can see you talking, but I can't hear you talking. Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh. He'll figure it out. I'm sure chat can hear. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do.
Okay, not really sure what's going on with the thing. Don't know if
Broke it. I broke it. I
not
get a
really
win
sure.
and I
It's
break
not
it.
playing any noise, so sorry, just give me 1 second.
Couldn't handle the nitro powered Ducar. I broke the interview broadcast. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sure I'll have to pay a fine, but we'll be up and running again next week.
Sure what's going on with the stream. I can't get it to connect the sound.
Uh-oh.
Don't know what's going on with it. So give me 1 second. All right, well, I sadly cannot get the voice chat to work. For some reason, I don't know if it can be heard in the stream. Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, well, I cannot hear you for some reason. So I do see that he is saying in the stream that he can hear me. I do apologize. I don't know what is going on and why it will not work. Try it one more time. Yep, I can't hear anything. Well, I do apologize about that. Hopefully we will have it figured out next week. But a big congratulations out to our race winners of Josh Susie and our second place finisher of David Smith and Joshua Gaiman. This has been the Sweet Home Alabama 100 here at the Talladega Super Speedway. Telling you to tune in next week. And I want to say we are at, I did not have this pulled up ahead of time, the Texas Motor Speedway. So hopefully we will see you then. I can't get it. I'm sorry, man. I can't get it to work. I don't even know if you were talking. I can't hear anything. I don't know what's going on with it. Hello, can you hear me? Oh my God, what is going on with this? It just started working. Like, I don't understand. Oh, well, I'm sorry, man. Dude, nothing was working. None of my audio was working at all, and I don't know what the hell is going on with it. I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking tired right now. And normally I have, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to. This was Josh got sent off, and when he got sent off,